We're up in Upper Swaledale today, a place called KELD, an absolute glorious spot, as you can see. Wow, what have we got? Well, we've got KELD, tiny little village just over to my right, the Upper Swale Valley coming down through the valley here, and straight over there, which is, well, if that sounds more southwards, we've got Great Shunner Fell, which is looking glorious today. And then the Swale Valley running down through this quite kind of narrow section, widening out around a big right-hand bend to Thwaite and Muka, and then down towards Reeth and Richmond, which is where we're based as a company, maybe about an hour's drive away. So glorious location, and really the inspiration behind one of our shoes, which is this little fella here, KELD. And KELD really started off life probably a couple of years ago when folks said to us, well guys, could you make, well, what's the most minimal shoe you could make? We don't want a sandal because we want to keep some stuff out, okay, some of the trail debris, that kind of thing, but we want it as breathable as we possibly can, almost as breathable as some sandals. We've got our Zennor Trail Sandal, so it's kind of, if you like, in our mind became a hybrid between the Zennor sandal, which is a reasonably open but still protective trail hiking, everyday casual travel sandal, and some of our trail shoes which are more enclosed, some of which have a little bit of water resistance, as you know, like Howgill, but maybe Feldham, which is water in, water out. So kind of a hybrid. And so we took the inspiration really from this place. Richmond's wonderful. We're kind of the gateway to Swaledale, down to the east, if you like, and you gradually rise up. It's a wonderful bike. On the bike you can go round this way and then back down through Swaledale, and that can be an amazing ride back down to Richmond. But here in Upper Swaledale you've got everything. We're on the crosswire of, this is how good this place is, the crosswire of the Pennine Way this way, and this way, and coast to coast this way. And so people will stay, we've stayed doing both, stayed in here, camped or bivvied in and around this area. There's a couple of good campsites, and you've got 190 miles plus from St Bees over there, St Bees Head on the west coast, right the way through to Robin Hood's Bay on the east coast that way. And you're kind of in the middle here, ish. I'll get pulled up for that, no doubt. And the Pennine Way, which starts that way the other side of Great Shunner Fell in Derbyshire, and Buxton, I think, and then right up to the Scottish border. In fact, they've recently they have a race in winter, in January, called the Spine Race, you may have heard of. And that runs it continuously, or the participants run it continuously, and they will actually come up this track here and beyond, as a guy's just done, although he was hiking, he was backpacking with all his gear. So anyway, I diverse back to this guy. So we wanted to produce this hybrid, if you like, and something that was just as minimal as you can get, something that you would travel with, and it would just be like a pair of socks with a little bit of rubber on the bottom, something that was as durable as you could possibly get, because when you're adventuring anywhere in the world, traveling, you don't want the thing to let you down. So we sidewall stitch as well as cement last the outsole to the upper. The upper is our BottleYarn with a little bit of stretch built in there. So this is our, we take plastic bottles, post-consumer waste, and we turn that into a form of polyester that we can then create a yarn that we can weave this FlyKnit with. So to get that stripped down minimalism, if you like, it's one piece of FlyKnit, of BottleYarn FlyKnit, no lining whatsoever. It's then got a lot of holes in the side and the front inside to give you that breathability. The one piece can be problematic with fit, but we've kind of helped that a little bit with putting a split down this side, the lateral side of the shoe, and allow the kind of tongue, it's not really a tongue, but allow this piece to then fold in so that you can adjust or finesse, if you like, the fit here. We decided on a classic lace. You can whip that out, put in an elasticated lace if you want. To mean there's even less to go wrong, we've created the eyelets through that single piece of BottleYarn. Again, nothing to go wrong. We've got our new trail grip outsole, which again gives you just 3mm of rubber, but just a little bit of grip. If you're on hard packed trails or urban, then you've got enough coverage on the lugs so that you've got the grip on urban surfaces, cements, tarmacs, but you've also got that grip for when you are on, you know, good quality trails as well. Inside the shoe, not a lot, as you would expect in a hybrid between a sandal and a shoe. We've got just our soft flex midsole, which is like 1mm of textile, nothing else, quick drying, completely breathable. And then we put a sock liner on top of the midsole, so you can go down to really 3.5mm by wearing it just like this. And inside we pop our Air Max grid, which is a wonderful, very quick drying, very breathable in sock that we create with more holes here for the flexibility, the quick drying, breathability, and then just designed so that you've got a bit more of the EVA towards the rear to create a bit more stability around the heel. So that's really important. So it'll stay in the shoe better and just keep its shape. So that's what we're doing there. In wear, we find that this is great for on the trails. We've run 20-30 mile a day in these. You do need to, because it's so simple, just like a sandal in a way, you do need to use this upper eyelet just to create a better, a snugger fit around this part of the shoe, especially if you're running on, you know, on uneven ground. You know, I like to wear this, it's just a sock. I like to wear it without socks. But of course, maybe if you're doing a longer distance, tougher terrain, then you wear a sock and it'll just give you that little bit of a buffer between shoe and foot. Yeah, I think when we look back over the 2 years of development, we're really proud of what we've made. The feedback is amazing, but you've got to remember that it's not going to fit quite as snugly ever as a full-on technical running shoe. But you've then got all the benefits of slip it on, take it off, and that easiness of having a kind of a slip-on easy shoe that you can take away with you, always with you. Even if you've got another shoe, you've got this in your pack. Slip it on, use it as a camp slipper if you like, but you could run a marathon in it. But it's at its best when you're traveling, chilling out, and just enjoying incredible environments like we've got today. but don't think we get every day like this in Upper Swaledale. There's quite a big rainfall annually, and so you've got to grab days like this as much as you can to enjoy them. So thank you so much for listening to this. We've certainly enjoyed coming up here today, taking a lot of footage, getting a good hike in, and then you never know, we may get some fish and chips back on our way home. And really we welcome all of you to Swaledale, and if you've not been here, if you come from a different part of the world, then we would highly recommend it. Highly recommend you do one of our long trails as well. You need 2.5, maybe 3 weeks for this one, north-south fella, Pennine Way, and you'll do 2 weeks really for the coast to coast. And when we're in Richmond this time of the year, well really for 6 months a year, it's a great joy that when we go about our business, there's people coming in normally between 1 and 4 o'clock, having done that day between, or that leg between Reeth and Richmond. Shortish day, but this, if you like, this is our spiritual home for Freet. Sarah and I formed the business 15 years ago and built it just slowly. Richmond is our base, has been from the first day of starting the business, and hopefully will remain our base for years to come. We love being there. We love travelling around the world as well, as much with the business. We have the businesses in Europe as well as in America, other parts of the world. So we're really lucky in being able to travel and see the places that inspire other people's businesses. We just come back from Chicago, had an amazing barefoot show there, organised by our great friend Anya and Justin, and we were able to meet more than 2,000 barefoot fans, if you like, many of which were our customers already, some of which are now our customers, and hopefully none of whom are not our customers anymore. It was a great vibe, and many thanks to Anya for organising that. We look forward to the next one coming up in, well, same time next year, I think. We've got a show coming up in Kington with our wonderful UK partner, if you like, retailer, at the Walking Hub, Ali, and she's definitely worth a visit, and she will inspire you all things barefoot and outdoor store as well. And we'll be doing a day on the 17th of August, just working with her customers for a day. We'll also get a chance to do some really good hiking around there. There's some marvellous stuff in and around there. It's kind of on the Welsh, on the Welsh border. So that'll be good. And then we're looking forward to getting out into Europe, see all our European wholesale customers, retail customers out there, and we'll do that also. I want to just cover a couple of things also about the, if you like, accessories for the shoot. So let's take this one off this time. So in here, as I say, we've got the insole. But if you want a little bit more shock absorption, then pair it up with our 6mm Ortholite, and that in there is fantastic. You've then just got that little bit more shock absorption from the 6mm of really medical grade shock absorption. And or you can use our rock plate here, and if you see the terrain here, maybe I'll just take a little jog down there in a moment. I'll put this in first, but if you've got this, then it's really like a rock plate stone guard. it'll prevent the worst of that kind of jarring feeling, which you're obviously going to get in a very minimal shoe on very rough terrain. It just prevents that, and so you're a bit more protection. So we pop that in just inside, and then we pop our insole, it's called different things, thing that goes in there. Anyway, pop that in there, make sure it's in the right spot, and then we can pop that on, and then we'll have a little go down there, and then we'll see. I'll be back in a moment. So on there, I'm still on. And so you can go down there, and it feels great. No small rocky stone feeling on the shoe. So the rock plate really does work. Handy thing just to have in your back pocket also. So that was that, and we covered off this. The final thing I just wanted to mention is the idea, the concept of water in, water out. So you've got that great feeling, and we were down in the Swale, the river's just down in the bottom, and just wading across it. I was actually in the swales then, and the water comes in, and then the next step the water's gone out. So really, if you're in warmish conditions, that's by far the best way to move. But when it's getting cold, then I was trekking up here all winter. Not that much snow, but sometimes very, very icy, boggy, wet, meltwater, horrible stuff. And I paired up, not this shoe, but I paired up our swale, and we're building a higher leg swale called the Swale IBAN, and just wore these in the winter. And what you find, if you wear this, I mean, I'm not to simulate the water, but it's a 4-way stretch. It's deck shell that we're working with at the moment. They're wonderful. 4-way stretch, membrane in the middle of a couple of other layers, and you pop this on, and what you would find is that you then can run wet, cold, and you'll be warm enough from the sock if you're moving reasonably quickly, and the water will come in and out. It won't stay in the shoe, so you have that squelchy, horrible squelchy feeling, and these things are pretty bomb-proof. Well, we find for even a few hours. I did 30k in February, up around here actually, and I was dry by the time I got home. Just, you know, the shoe was drying off as I was driving. So hope you've enjoyed listening, and all the best. Thank you. So if you like what you saw here, why not check out some of our other videos or visit our website.